Well, hello everyone. Hopefully I look better than yesterday after finishing those minutes and getting some sleep. Boy. Well, hello everyone. Hello. I'm looking over at my comments. Hello, Kareem, Stephen, Troy, Shannon, Mike, Robert, and Cowboy. I need to get a theme there for Cowboy. I need to get something that I'm not going to get copyright struck for. Alrighty, everyone. See, my glasses aren't working out with these long-ass eyelashes. I put on some super long eyelashes and they're like bumping on the frames. If you're wondering why I'm wearing my glasses like this, that's why. Because I need them to see, but my eyelashes are too long. So I use Lashify. I can't use E16s. All right. Along the bottom there is my shameless grifting that I'm going to go over before the show. And I actually got a few things to go over, but I'm feeling much better. I do have my Patreon down there, patreon.com/Pink Flame of Liberty. I'm only a $5 a month subscriber away from my September goal. It still says 20 down there because I forgot to change it. And I have an updated closing intro that I didn't upload. I'll have it ready for the next show tonight because I have another show at 9. But only $5 a month away. So if that's you, if you've been waiting, you can make my month. And you do get lots of extra content. We are going through Radicals for Capitalism. And there's the private Discord server. And the private Discord server has been getting more active. It's fun. But today, oh, what did I forget? Oh, my merch. I've got new shirts up. Well, they're from like a week ago, but there's new shirts up, I think. I think I put them up. Whatever. Go check it out. tinyurl.com/Pink Flame merch. And a couple designers are helping me with a couple more. And man, do I have some good graphics perhaps planned for my campaign, but we don't know what direction to go in. Will the direction be the vindicated hero, or will it be the martyr? We just don't know. And people were asking me when the hearing is. The hearing is October 17th. National Party members are welcome to attend. You have to be a National Party member. I don't know how they're going to check that, but at least that's what the bylaws say. So they may just let anybody in because I don't know how they'll check it, but they can exclude anyone who's not a National Party member. And I doubt there'll be anything like public comment. JC is not like the LNC, but the LNC is allegedly planning a town hall that they're trying to tightly control. But I'll let you all know about it because if there's a town hall, I think a lot of people need to come and say their opinion. Anyway, that will be interesting. What else did I have to say just to start? So October 17th, 4 p.m. Central, I'm flying back that day from a speaking engagement that I have, and I'll be home for a couple hours before I got to get on for this hearing, right the day before my birthday, because my birthday is October 18th. Anyway, I gave it the best shot I can. If I don't win, it will not be because my team was not practicing excellence, because they were. It's just a difficult thing. Just a very difficult thing to win. Hello, Cade and Freedom Dreams. Last thing, while we discuss this, is super chats are always welcome, because this is my job right now. You know, just think of it like a tip. Now, I had said, and I'm keeping to that, by the way, that in general, I am not going to be talking much about the JC. And they didn't, Michael Meehan asked, they didn't know my itinerary. It was just random. Hey, JJ. It was just random. The one day of October that I'm out of town. Well, it's that weekend. But they did not know that. And if I asked them to switch the day, I think they would have. But I'm fine. Just get it over with that day. I want it as soon as possible. So, in general, I am not talking much about the whole JC thing. I'm certainly not going to talk about what the JC itself is doing unless it does something procedurally unethical, but I doubt it. You know, the chair of the JCs, Mary Ruhr. Dr. Ruhr is fantastic. But I am going to talk about certain procedural things, or if the LNC lies, like they did now. They lied. Like, why do you know, sometimes when little kids lie about, like, you know, the mother watches them do something and then asks them if they did it and they say no. You know, this is that kind of lie. There are lies that are difficult to prove, where it's he said, she said. But if you've trusted one side to tell the truth so far, you probably would trust them in a he said, she said. This isn't even that. This is so blatant that my jaw dropped when I was reading it. Okay? So what we're going to do is read part of the LNC's response to my petition. I know you guys haven't seen my petition. You don't even need to, well, you might have. I haven't shown you because, as I said, for the reasons, I'm not doing that. Though there's going to be a change to that. At the end of the show, I'll tell you something. So you don't need to know anything about my petition. And I don't even think I alleged in my petition anything about this. This is just something they threw in to make themselves look better, but it's so easily disprovable. So without further ado, I want to pull up, I guess you gotta see where I saved it, because Wayne was working on the internet like till 2 minutes before. Where did I save this thing at? It's not in downloads. Is it on my desktop? Okay, well, I don't know where I saved it. Let me, hold on. I did download it. Reveal in Finder. Okay. Oh, it wasn't downloads. It just wasn't showing up right away. Okay. 1 second. I want to get it. Y'all talk amongst yourself while I'm getting this ready. And again, super chats are always welcome. There's a lot to talk about in this reply, but I'm only going to talk about this one thing, and it's a okay, 1 second. Where is it? It's buried in here. It's a couple pages long. I know I should have done this ahead of time. 1 second. Help me out, JJ. Where is it in here? Oh, God. I'm like looking through the whole thing, and I know it's in here, and now I'm like trying to find it. Previously, a verbal opinion, parliamentarians, Arvin Vohra. Okay. Yeah, I did, but now I'm like, I'm trying to find this. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Okay, I found it. All right. I'm actually just going to screenshot this because, I don't want to, and I thank you for putting up with me. Okay, I don't want to go over their whole petition, and I thank you, Goodwill. All right. The Speaker of the Ducks. So let me pull this up. It's just a screenshot because, again, I do not want to talk about their entire response. So, desktop, screenshot, open. All right, here we go. And I'd like to remove, yeah, this is much better because I didn't want me in the middle of it. So, let's just read this. I wanted to screenshot the whole paragraph, but it's just a portion of it that I wanted to go over. The suspension of an officer is a grave choice. Indeed it is. And the bylaws make it deliberately difficult, requiring a supermajority of that vote to that effect, which they really didn't have, and I'm going to talk about that too. However, the bylaws through the delegates grant this power to the LNC for a reason, as a necessary tool to defend itself and the party from misconduct and malfeasance. I didn't even notice this before, JJ. There's no I'm trying not to curse. Malfeasance. I'm going to do, I think, a supplemental. There's been absolutely no proof of malfeasance. None. They can allege misconduct. Malfeasance should be saved for something like, let's look up what malfeasance mean. I've always taken that to be like really, really serious, but maybe reading into it. Malfeasance. It's a higher level of wrongdoing than nonfeasance. I've never even heard of the word nonfeasance. Have you ever heard the word nonfeasance? I like that. So intentional conduct that is wrongful or unlawful, especially by officials. Malfeasance is at a higher level of wrongdoing than nonfeasance, which is an act that is lawful but inappropriate. So they completely, this is another lie. There's been no malfeasance. You save that word for like a treasurer that's stealing from the party. And they talk about violating the NAP through words because, you know, they went and said, well, JJ, you got to help me with that, with the other document I'm filing. But I didn't even notice that claim of malfeasance. We really need to do a supplement, okay? In the present case, I'm going to reread this really carefully again now that I noticed that that claim was there. They didn't claim this originally. But here's the lie I wanted to talk about that I'm going to highlight. In the present case, the power to suspend was not exercised lightly. Yes, it was. They went from 0 to suspend. Or without ample efforts to de-escalate and correct petitioner's conduct. That is a lie. We're going to talk about that. At no point did petitioner accept or act on these opportunities. That is a lie. We are going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the rest of this. Let's just do this sentence though. Okay, it says this was not exercised without ample opportunities to de-escalate. There were not ample opportunities to de-escalate. The rest of the LNC continually escalated this. They tried to remove me 2 times before without ever trying to censure, okay, and without ever any kind of official reprimands. None. Even, you know, one of my supporters, I'm not going to say their name because I don't have their permission to out them here, actually apologized to me and said, you want to know what? Before it got to this point, I should have tried to, you know, work on something to de-escalate. Okay? There were, with one exception. We're going to go to the one exception, but I'm going to discount it because they never followed through on it. Every single effort, with one exception, to de-escalate was initiated by me, not by the LNC. This is an utter and outright lie. An outright lie to the Judicial Committee. There were none of these. Now, notice this. They're going to go, well, Susan talked to her. Okay, Susan escalates everything. Susan, when I asked her for an example of an email she found objectionable, she showed me an email that was completely non-objectionable, and I said, I don't repent of that. There's nothing wrong with that email. So Susan came at me very viciously, but that is not an official attempt to de-escalate. There were 0 official attempts to de-escalate and none from the party chair, which is complete dereliction of duty on her part. How dare she vote for a motion when she didn't even try any other resolution that removed an officer of the party? And I know Hall Monitor Hogarth is watching too. She's one of the 3 dislikes I get every video before they even start. This is a lie. Absolutely. Okay, so now let's talk about how. We're going to actually pull up an email thread. Let me close this. Let me pull this screen up. Let me go here. Okay. August 17th, and this is August 12th, I mean. This is the one, the only attempt at de-escalation was initiated by Laura Epke, and she did not follow through with it. Why? Laura Epke was attempting de-escalation up through the 17th, and then 10 days later, she does the motion to suspend. What happened between then and then? I was hardly even talking. Okay? So, Laura talks about a mediation. Okay? After she wrote this, I wrote her privately and said, right now, I can't agree to mediation because there is already a complaint about Susan Hogarth that the chair is handling. Okay? That was said to her privately. And then other people talk. Here on the 17th, Whitney said she was looking into it. Then I say, Ms. Epke, the concern I raised to you in private is being resolved between the parties through the party chair. So my objection is removed. I was fully, at August 17th, in favor of doing this mediation and fully expected this to be brought up at the September meeting, and I consented to it. Yet 10 days later, and here's the update. This is why I expected it. Perhaps the LNC can have a discussion about it. This is the last email. 10 days later, she goes for removal. What happened, Senator Epke, between then and then? Why did you abandon an attempt at de-escalation and then lie and say that I refused all attempts at de-escalation when I publicly agreed to it? Why did you lie? Okay. Let's go back. Here's Stephen Nikala. Notice of substitute motion. Stephen, instead of the suspension, said he wanted a mediation. I asked him to make this motion, and Stephen Nikala said he will testify that this motion was my idea. Ooh, that's pretty weird for somebody who it wouldn't accept anything else. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, but they don't know you asked him to do that. True. But they do know I consented to it, because here I am. I have already consented to this motion. After discussion with Mr. Nikala on August 28th, they knew I was amenable to other remedies. Okay? Why are they lying? Let's go back to that screenshot. Let me close this, or at least minimize it. And let me find the screenshot on my desktop. Where's my desktop? Okay. And here's the screenshot again. What did I do? Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now, also, in addition to the mediation, which I still think is the best option, and the LNC could still accept it now. They could rescind their suspension. But they are banking their whole political careers, basically, on this motion. At the meeting, I also agreed. I seconded, and I know a second is not indicating agreement, but come on. When the subject of the motion to censure, great, Wayne, thank you. You know I'm down here recording, and you're just doing the sync. That's wonderful. Because the plumbing's right up here. He always forgets. I argued for it when it came up, and I seconded it. And you can't tell this on the video, but it was obvious at the meeting. I was whispering to Dustin Nana. It was my idea for him to move the motion to censure. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I don't have this pulled up, so let me go back to here. Okay, great. And I want to, if we can, play that portion where I argued for the censure. It's in the minutes. You don't hear any what? Do you hear the birds screaming now? He hasn't covered them up. You hear them yelling? Okay. You know what? I need to create a like an intermission thing, because he's just totally forgot I'm up here recording. He's just letting the birds scream their head off. You hear them, huh? Okay, this is, oh no, that's the wrong LNC minutes. I want these LNC minutes. Okay. I want to go to where the suspension motion was, no matter how painful that is. It is towards the end here. So I don't think I put a timestamp. All right, so we're going to go to the beginning here. Okay, is this in Word format? No, this is the, well, crap. I need to go to the one that's in Word format because I need to get the link. Let's pull up this one. Well, those birds, okay, so it sounds loud. Why do I keep pulling up the wrong minutes? Oh, I only sent it to them. Which ones are these? July. Well, crap, we're going to need to find the video, and I don't have the timestamp with me. Okay. Let's go to, and if you guys don't know about this channel, Libertarian Party Historical Preservation Committee, you can find a lot of great historical videos here. But we'll go to LNC meeting September day 2.
That is not my custom necessarily.
Let's go to the end. And we'll find it.
It's a recommendation, but it is something that I think that we need to consider, where they said candidates for election to the
Okay,
LNC
let me
as well as
pull up my system
applications,
audio.
For paid
It might not be
positions,
loud
staff
enough for you to hear.
should abide by a new plan.
I know
All right, motion called.
it's towards the end.
Did that I would do differently. We're in the middle of a big scandal. I'm a
I think it's before that.
Miss Arwer.
Yes.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay, that was the ruling of the chair.
13-0-1.
And that was,
Ms. Harlow seconded. We are now in a motion to amend. Can we see it?
okay, here's the censure motion. Can you all hear this video?
It didn't get cold.
It's kind of low.
And Madam Chair, we are.
You just want to give them a list?
If not, I'm going to extract this out later and amp the sound. So let me know if you can hear it.
Which means unless someone moves to extend, and that is
Move to extend for
approved.
3 minutes.
Second.
And I would like to be the first speaker.
I know it's I know it's kind of quiet.
Ms. Hogarth was on deck to speak.
Okay, let's just let this
So,
play a bit.
We have a motion to extend for
3 minutes.
I can't make it any louder.
what you were going to do. No. Okay. All right. We have a motion to extend for 3 minutes. It was
Second.
seconded. Okay. Any objection to extending for 3 minutes? Hearing no objection, we're extended. Ms. Hogarth.
Mrs. Harlow has indicated previously, if the previous, okay, Ms. Harlow has indicated publicly, whatever, that a motion to censure would actually be a badge of honor. But aside from that, her behavior at this meeting today has indicated that she does not think that censure is appropriate. If she had shown signs that she
wanted me to grovel.
problem in communication and working with the board, and that censure would be taken seriously and she would take that to heart, that would be one thing. But I'm against censure because
Because I defended myself
that is
and didn't
not
grovel.
the way she would take it.
Mr. Muccini?
I'm going to yield my time.
Am I next?
Yes.
You are next.
Okay. That comment you're referring to, Ms. Hogarth, was a joke. It was playing off of a joke that Aaron said last term. Perhaps you don't know the context, and I don't know if Aaron would like me to repeat it because it might be embarrassing, but Aaron had joked that when the haters from the whole Sarwark thing with convention, that when she got the hate letters, she masturbated to them. It was a joke.
I mean, I said it.
And I was joking back. It was my circle of friends who would understand it. Of course I don't think a censure is a badge of honor. You're getting disciplined. And I said in this very meeting where someone said, I think it was you, he said, I don't think Karen Ann always behaves appropriately. I said, I don't think Karen Ann always behaves appropriately. So I think that's completely false to say that I was just like, no. I wouldn't have said it. Now, do I think other people belong on this censure? Yeah. But I think I belong on it as well, and I'll deal with it, the other ones if it becomes necessary. But I don't think the members want that. They're tired of it. So no, I'm not always right. But there are no angels and demons. And if that's what it takes to move us forward, no, I'm not always right. There's things I did that I would do differently. We're in the middle of a big, big scandal. I'm a passionate person who sometimes overreacts. And I'm not going to say that every single thing I've done was perfect. It's not. I wouldn't have seconded it.
Does that sound like somebody who's defending
And
every
that's the
single thing
first
she
step.
did?
You don't go right to removal. And no, the thing about I would gold plate it and back to it was a joke that my circle of friends, that includes Ms. Adams' same circle of friends, it was a callback to that joke. Obviously, I think it's humiliating to get censured. Obviously. Please don't take jokes as literal.
All right, I have 3 speakers on deck, but we are out of time now.
I move to extend for 5 minutes to allow
Second.
anyone to speak.
Motion to extend for 5 minutes has been seconded. Any objection?
And you'll see that I'm going
5
to
minutes. Mr. Nana, are you
speak
against
again.
the amendment?
I made it, so
Mr. Ford, are you?
They didn't like my 30-minute defense. I was zealously defending myself.
You,
I didn't grovel,
But you
and
were
that's
going
their
to speak. Are you
problem.
speaking
I
in
want
favor?
to speak on behalf of, if you will, of the, I want to, I have a question.
Okay,
Ms. Harlow.
and I assume that you are, so Mr. Nana, it's your turn.
Okay.
It's actually done.
I made the amendment, obviously I support it. I think.
Okay, I'm going to stop here because that it was enough to prove my point that they lied. I mean, that video alone shows that they lied. Let's read again what they said. Let me close that. Pull back up the screenshot. Okay. At no point did petitioner accept or act on these opportunities. Liar. Liar. I just showed you 3 times. I mean, I'm flabbergasted that they would outright lie like this, and that people could lie and then still win something. I guess just completely offends my sense of justice. Now, I want to show you something else. I want to go to, because, you know, if just one person signed this, you could go, well, maybe they forgot. You know, not everybody remembers everything. Like, I didn't even notice that they said malfeasance in there. But let's look, let's make this bigger, at who signed it. Look at all these people. All said that I did not accept any alternatives. Every single one of these people. And let me see maybe who wasn't there. No, they were all there. Matt Buffman wasn't there, so maybe he could be excused for not knowing. But he knew about Stephen Nikola's, he's the one who refused with this weird-ass response. We want justice. He's the only one who wasn't there. They all signed off on this lie. It's unreal. And that the chair signed off on this lie. But I want to show you something here, because this is an argument not everyone finds persuasive, but I do. Alternates are not, they're LNC members, but they're not LNC members. They're like LNC members in waiting, or Schrodinger's LNC members, as I'd like to say. They are temporary LNC members, only in the absence of the regional, and there's been debates about this forever. You know, can they be on committees that say an LNC member because they're really not an LNC member? It's been a debate forever. I hate alternates. I wish we, not the people themselves, but I wish we would just do away with that. But I believe it's patently obvious that I agree with them, To suspend an officer, a serious thing, requires a 2/3 vote of the entire LNC. And it doesn't say this, so again, not everyone's going to find this persuasive, but I think the obvious intent is 2/3 of the actual LNC, the regular members of the LNC. But they don't have 2/3 of the members of the regular LNC. And you could tell that by who signed this petition. They need 11 people. How many regular members of the LNC signed off on this petition? Tim Hagan, 1. Laura Epke, 2. Richard Longstreth, 3. Valerie Sarwark, 4. Chris Lucchini, 5. And he did that in contravention of the will of his region. Susan Hogarth, 6, who didn't bother to listen to her region. Erin Adams, 7, who I don't believe what she said about her region. John Phillips, 8, who I believe went against the will of his region. And I'm missing one. I thought they had 9 people here. Ann Whitney, Bill Yu. Is there 9 regular LNC members? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's 9 regular LNC members. What happened to the other 2? They need 11. Because the other 2, Eric Radsep and Stephen Nikala, excuse me, wrong ones. The other 2, no, those were my, excuse me. The other 2 votes that they had at convention, at the meeting, were alternates. It was David Sexton, who was Stephen Nikala's alternate, and Stephen Nikala would have voted abstain or no. And that one right there would have made them only have 10. Then there's also Jeff Hewitt. Jeff Hewitt honestly said he didn't know how he would vote. So I can't count him as a definite abstain or no, but I, in my heart, am fairly certain he was an abstain because that's the way he's voted on all of these things. But I respect the fact he said he wasn't there, so he don't know how he would vote. I just think he doesn't want to get in the middle of this. And California's ExCom voted no. They did not support suspension. So they're missing their 2/3 by 2 people. There's something wrong when, if the meeting were held on a different day, without anyone changing their votes, they would not have the 2/3. And technically they are in compliance with the bylaws, but ethically they are not. They did not have the votes to suspend me. They had to sneak in David Sexton to do it. And you think that's right? You think that's the right way to suspend an officer? No. They are so gross. Okay. But really, all I wanted to prove here was the lie. And I proved it. They absolutely lied. I just don't even understand that. And they'll probably get away with it, and nobody cares. Like you guys do. But I guess we'll see at Reno who gets away with what. Listen, I'm willing, I won't like it, but I'm willing to be suspended fair and square. But I'm going to play the whole hearing, maybe even later tonight. And I started to get angry because I was being railroaded. I didn't remember a lot of it. And somebody said that I cursed once. I never used the F-bomb because I never use an F-bomb in a meeting, although John Phillips and Aaron Adams do. And funny, Dustin Nana did once, but he immediately apologized, which I thought was so adorable. I love Dustin. He's always a professional. And somebody said I said shit. Maybe I did. I didn't catch it when I was doing the minutes. Shit's so mild. Like, I don't even, to me, that's not even a cuss word. That's like softcore porn or something. Shit and hell, I don't think are cuss words. Sorry, I just don't. To me, it's the F-bomb that's, to me, the bad one. But, which I do say copiously here, but I never say it in a meeting, and I don't say on interviews where they say you can't say it. I was just on the radio. Oh, and I'm gonna tell y'all. I forgot about this announcement. Oh my God. Okay, so I proved the lie. Isn't a lying fraud, which would be a violation of the NAP? Oopsie. How can they look at themselves in the mirror? Now, somebody in chat had said something interesting, said that they don't think this can be walked back, that the bad blood is too bad. I can work with them. I've worked with worse people. As I said before, I've worked with attorneys. The LNC ain't nothing. If they can't work with me, that's their problem. So, because a lot of people go, well, what will happen if this gets reversed? The pain points have been resolved. They're talking about COVID finally, using the program that I invented. Already Against the Next Mandate is my baby. And the New Hampshire issue, we know who did it. It was JBH. So there's really nothing to complain about, really. My goal would be the Stepford secretary for the rest of the term till we got to Reno. So I'm fine. If they're not, that's their problem. I'm a professional. I've always been a professional in meetings. They don't like how I act outside of meetings. I might not like how they act outside of meetings. Hell, one of the LNC members is a cop. I bet you I don't like how he acts outside of meetings. Now, okay, I had a couple things to tell you. So I had said things about going over my petition and their answer and how I'm not doing all that except for like lies and things like that. And I said I wasn't going to do that until after the JC hearing. I think I'm changing my mind on that. I'm not going to do it like in this long lead up, but maybe the day before or a couple days before we can go over everything, because not everyone's going to be at the hearing, and those who are going to be at the hearing, I want them to be familiar with the documents. So maybe I'm speaking on Saturday, so I won't be able to do a show on Saturday, and I'm traveling on Friday, but maybe that Thursday before the JC hearing, we'll go over all the filings. Maybe. I haven't decided if I want to do that yet. But I wanted to say about radio, because I said I don't cuss when I was on radio last week. I have the opportunity to do a radio show here in Colorado. I need to get my own advertisers. So this is an AM station, an AM talk station, or just an AM presentation. You know, you don't always have to take callers. And I'm not going to do a caller show. It's just going to be talking, at least in the beginning, if I do it. But I do need to get my own advertisers. Now, the advertisers don't have to be in Colorado because, you know, obviously people sell services, you know, that reach everybody. Yes, it's brokered, if I'm understanding that term right. So if you've got a Liberty product that will sell to the type of people, you know the type of crowd I'm talking about, the Liberty people who listen to AM radio, you know, they're preppers, they're hardcore Liberty people. If you have a product that would be something that you can sell to people in Colorado, even though you might not be in Colorado, but if you're in Colorado, yeah. And the type of things, like just off the top of my head that I know would be good is if you've got products like CBD products, things such as that. Anything having to do, John Phillips knives would sell really well to this crowd. If you have anything to do with self-defense, you know, anything to do with anything Liberty related, prepping, you know, or YouTube channels, because the advertising is not going to be terribly expensive. And if you want to get a wider reach for your YouTube channel. So to me, it's a fantastic opportunity. And I'm looking at it as a fantastic opportunity to spread liberty in Colorado and boost the profile of the Libertarian Party of Colorado. Because a lot of Liberty people aren't involved in the LP, and I want to get them involved in the LP. So, and spread the anarchist view as well. So if you would like to support this, because I haven't yet signed on the dotted line, I'm still trying to see if I can swing it. So if you've got a product, get with me, because I can offer you very reasonable advertising on a show you know will be interesting. And I'm going to have more details as time goes on, but I do need to make a decision right away. But this is such a fantastic opportunity. They might, David, I know they live stream the shows on YouTube. Diana, I'm finding out how long the commitment is. I'm finding out how many spots I can sell each hour. So, yeah, because I might just go for it if I don't have to sign for too long, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I do think there's a lot of things that could sell well. I think particularly YouTube channels would. And that area, because we went into of course it was a sporting goods store, but that area also, even if you have anything that's kind of Christian related, because the really hardcore, at least in Colorado, prepper liberty crowd, they are very religious as well. So we were in, was it Sheffers? I can't remember the name. It was a great sporting goods store, but I felt like I was in church with the worship music playing. I was like, holy crap, this is like hardcore. It's like Colorado Springs. So there's a lot of different types of products. And I think I can offer you an inexpensive ad. I'm also going to make, if I decide to sign on the dotted line, I'm going to make a, websites. If you have a website that you're selling home security things, anything like that, okay? Crap, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, and if I do end up going for this, I'm actually going to create an additional Patreon tier of $50 a month, and they will get radio spots included in that tier, and it will be at a great price. So I will, if I sign on it, I'll add another Patreon tier, because the shows also will be streamed to my channel. So it gives you guys more content as well. And my $25 a month patrons get a t-shirt a year, and they get ads on this show. And the $50 a month tier will get ads on this show and the radio show and all the other perks. So if I sign on the dotted line, I will do that. I hope I can. I think this is a fantastic opportunity for liberty, particularly the Libertarian Party. Because again, there's other liberty hosts on this channel. Radio station, I mean, I'm so used to YouTube lingo, but they don't promote the Libertarian Party. And I want to be, and I don't think there's any women, okay? So I just think this is a fantastic opportunity. I'll be talking with them more on Tuesday. We'll see. If you would like to support me in this, if you have a product, please get with me, because I would like to sign up for this, but I do need to get my own advertisers. All right. I'll probably be talking about this more in the next show, which is in an hour and 15 minutes, because I'm doing 2 shows tonight to make up for the fact that I just had that little update. Oh, and something else I'm also considering. I got to learn how to do it. But YouTube apparently has their equivalent of Patreon. I don't know. And I know Joshua has YouTube premium subscribers and also Patreon. And I'm like, but what if it's the same content? I don't know. I'm coming up with different content that will be YouTube premium only, and it will be more like vlogs. So for people who want to get to know me better personally, and have more window into more personal things, and perhaps music reaction videos and stuff like that. The more quirky, weird things I like to do that aren't necessarily liberty related, I'm going to put, I think, as a YouTube premium subscription. So it'll be totally different than the liberty related extra content on Patreon. I'm thinking about it, okay? Just let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to be going for now, and I will see you guys in an hour to talk about the next part of my reading of The Liberty Solution, which is a great book. I'm very impressed. And yes, we'll talk about that then. All right, everyone, I will see you later. I thank you for coming here.